Well, welcome once again, brothers. Welcome back to Charles Tyler and the Black Man's Option. You know, tonight's going to be a little rough one. I have to do a video. It's been a while since I've been on again. I know a lot of brothers been emailing me like crazy and telling me I need to make more videos more consistently because they like my commentary and everything like that. And you know what, brothers? I'm going to try my best because it's because of y'all and my sisters too out there that's been telling me to keep moving with these videos here, man. Now, we have a little lighting problem in here. You know, we had, if you're living up here in the Northeast, right, we had a storm that came through here, the Northeast part of the United States, and it damn near destroyed a lot of rainfall almost the whole day and knocked out of a lot of lighting in the neighborhood. So I'm still trying to get, some of my power back on in the rest of the house. So, please bear with me on the lighting here. But I have to get a video off. I have to talk about a couple of things that have been going on here. Lately, like I said, like I've probably said in the past, I've gotten a lot of positive and a lot of negative emails. Okay, and I want to address them tonight. Okay, a couple of them recent ones I have as well. Recently we had a couple of issues where a couple of brothers, sisters, whoever, okay, I'm going to say that, who've jumped up and kind of accused me of being an online pimp, and particularly a Brazilian online pimp, okay? Oh, man. Last I checked, I thought pimps get paid, because I'm sure not getting paid, all right? But at the same time, me being called a pimp, I can't take that laying down, okay? All right, that's the least thing in the world I ever want to be or even want to be associated or even being accused of. All right. See, that's the thing. That's how I know that my message is getting across, because the naysayers, the ones that are all, the troops of the matrix, shall I say, those are the ones that are out there trying to stop what I'm saying, stop the truth from getting out, that I'm trying to put out there for the brothers, the open-minded brothers and even the sisters, about going to Brazil or going to other foreign countries where black people live, okay? All right, and maybe trying the other black option, okay? Because they're hearing it and it's getting out there and the truth's out there and people are getting, and people are finally waking up and realizing it, okay? Therefore, the naysayers, the doubters, like I said, basically the troops of the matrix of the U.S. are coming in and now attacking me, calling me a pimp, okay, calling me a sex trafficker, okay. I'm like, well, only thing I'm ever tried to get brothers to understand is that to go travel, go to another country, and maybe meet a good woman. Okay? How he meets that good woman is his business, not mine. Okay? I'm not in their bedroom. Okay? Alright? The only thing I'm trying to do is guide them in the direction to where they want to go. Okay? And maybe find the happiness a lot of brothers, I have to say, from what I'm hearing, is not getting here in the U.S. I'm sorry, sisters. The African American woman's ratchetness is at an all-time high. Okay? And it's only going to get worse, and you can't tell a black woman when she's wrong. Okay? Because she's always right. Okay? So therefore, when I tell brothers to go to Brazil, go to Colombia, go to Barbados, go to the Dominican Republic, okay? If they're going to go down there and trick, hey, that's on them. Alright? But if they want to go down there and find a good woman too, hey, guess what? That's on them too as well. Alright? Only thing I ever try to do here in these videos is open brothers and sisters' minds. Okay? To the new black option. Okay? Doesn't make me a pimp. Doesn't make me a sex trafficker. Alright? What it does right is it makes me a brother with an open mind. And I only want to share that message with a lot of other brothers and sisters. Okay, if they care to listen. Okay? So, let that be said right there. I just want people to be happy with their decisions. The one thing, if I'm going to be a pimp, okay, you want to say that? If I'm going to be a pimp, I'd rather be a pimp of happiness. My payment is from being a pimp is a brother coming up to me and telling me, you know what, Mr. Tyler, you did me one better. Listening to your videos and me making that move, me getting my passport and my visa, and I went to Brazil, may have you, all right, and I met the woman of my dreams. I met my wife. We just got married, and I want to thank you, okay? All right, that's my payment right there, okay? I'll take that. I'll accept that, all right? That's my enjoyment that I had some type of, some type of role in someone's happiness. Because everybody deserves to be happy. And, life is too short to be sad. Life is too short to be in misery, okay? And sadly to say these days, African American women, they're with that misery loves company mindset, okay? That comes along with ratchetness, okay? That comes along with, not pleasing your man, or thinking your man's supposed to accept what you are, okay? And you won't accept what he is, okay? Not traveling, not doing. Come on, life is too short. Life is too short, okay? To be going backwards and being sad, okay? So, once again, I put it out there. I put it out there for people to go out there and find out what life is like outside of the U.S., outside of the Matrix, okay? And get it in and have a good time. This is what this is all about. Being happy, having a good time, okay? Brothers, you got to get your passports. All right, there's no way around that. Without the passport, you can't leave the country. Okay, I have to throw that out there one more good time, I also want to, kick this out to other brothers too. All right, and sisters. All right, we have to be open-minded, not just in our travels, but also in the way we make money in life. Okay, money, to me, money isn't everything. Okay, all right, but it's a good start, and it makes things that much easier in life. Okay, but a job to me is financial slavery, financial welfare. Okay, all right, it will hold you back from getting to where you want to get to. All right, but if you find new ways of making money, legal ways of making money, my way of making money is online, okay? And as time goes on, you will see more videos about me, making a living online. So I can travel, so I can go to Brazil, because like I hear in most of my emails, is either two things holding brothers back from making those moves, okay? Just two things: documentation, passport, visa, and then probably the number one out the two, money. Okay, or my boss won't let me go or anything like that. All right, when you set your mind on something, all right, you don't let nothing get in your way. You go out there and you do it. Okay, you make that move happen. I want to give a couple of special shout outs to a couple of brothers who made contact with me recently. My man Rod, okay, he's gonna be blowing up. He's gonna be doing a lot of things here, and also my man Let Them Eat Cake. Now, let me tell you something about Let Them Eat Cake. You probably heard him online recently in a couple of his videos, okay, and he is definitely blowing up, okay. He's in the middle of a little rivalry with, a little verbal rivalry with Tommy Sotomayor, okay. Now, I have a little slight issue with Tommy Sotomayor too that I want to address as well. All right, I don't want to go to war with the brother, and I'm not hating on the brother. It's just that his facts are kind of a little bit, twisted in my opinion. See, he calls light-skinned people half-breeds. And I have a real problem with that, okay? As you can see, I'm pretty dark-skinned, all right? All right, probably just as dark as Tommy Sotomayor, all right? All right, but my father's light-skinned. My sisters are all light-skinned, okay? All right? And I don't like someone calling them half-breeds, okay? My grandparents are black, all right? See, the problem with Tommy Sotomayor, he's kind of, kind of connected, quite a little, kind of what I would say, confused with what the white man's been doing, separating us for almost 500 years, okay? Light skin in the house, dark skin in the field, all right? And then they try to separate us that way, all right? Light-skinned people are black, all right? And as far as I'm concerned, there's only two colors in the world, all right? The primary color, black. The secondary color, offspring of that color, white, okay? The black gene is the most dominant gene, all right? Anybody else, Hispanic, black. Indian, black, okay? Any Latinos, black, all right? You cannot escape it. You are black. You got black hair. You got black eyes, okay? Guess what? You're black, okay? Arab, black. All right? The original Hebrews were black, okay? So I just got to get this clear, all right? Black is dominant. There is no mixing. There is no mulatto. There is no all that. That's just what people who want to divide black people, get people to escape from what they really are and be self-haters of themselves, okay? If they have black blood in them, okay? You are black. Be proud. I know I am, all right? Jesus, black, all right? Despite what you may see out here in these churches, okay? In the Bible, Jesus says it right there. He was black, all right? Eyes like fire, hair like wool, skin like bronze. Sounds like black to me. Don't sound blonde and blue-eyed to me, okay? But like I said, back to Tommy Sotomayor, there is no half-breeds, okay? I don't know where you get that from, man. But then again, I'm sorry. You get that from the white man, okay? The white man tells you half-breed this and half-breed that, okay? Right? My father's not a half-breed. My grandparents were not half-breeds. Yes, somewhere down the line, there was some white blood somewhere put in them, okay? Somewhere down the line. But if that's the case, right, and that means we all are half-breeds, because all descendants of slaves were infected by, by race mixing, okay? Making us all different colors, okay? The only people that probably can out there write and call us, say that we're not black, is Africans from Africa, okay? So my brother Tommy Sotomayor, please, man, rectify that, man. Correct yourself, all right? Light-skinned people are not half-breeds. There are black brothers and sisters, full blood, okay? Please rectify that, man. All right? Black gene is the dominant gene, not the weak gene. See, the white man has always tried to trick us with that. All right? Back in particularly with Brazil, they figured that, okay, too many blacks are coming up in Brazil back in the 1930s and the 1940s. So they did something called whitening, where they brought all these Europeans over. Okay, and they thought that they can change the color structure of Brazil. Guess what? The only thing they did was make Brazil more black. Okay, So my thing is this, right? Let's try to get that confusion out the way. That's not the way it works. You know, let's get that out the way. You know, and I just want to put this is going to be a short video this time around, but I just wanted to put that out there, okay? You know, about who's black and who's white. And it seems that, or who's any other color in that case, and that for that matter. It seems that here in the U.S., people in the U.S. think they have an authority to tell people what color they are, okay? You know, and, you know, we're not. We're only the 16% up here in Northern America of black people. The majority of black people on this side of the hemisphere, okay, all right, are mainly south of the border, all right, and there's a whole lot of them than there are of us, okay. We only make 16%. Brazil alone is 51%. That's not even adding the Caribbean islands, not even adding, you know, the Central Americas, okay. You know, that right there, you know. I just wanted to put that out there, and I want to get that straight, and I hope it gets out to a lot of brothers and all, and I hope that a lot of people can learn something about themselves, okay? Stop trying to cause division because of color, colored skin tone and everything. And the melanin is just a little bit more on my side than it was on my father's side. All right, that don't make him any less of a black man, and or any less of black women as far as my sisters. Okay, all right. That's like I said. That's just division, and we have too much division going on right now in the black community. Okay, just way too much, and that's just one more way we need to come together on. Get rid of this. Stop the racial divide in our own black community because of color. That's crazy. You know, it's really out of this world. So I just wanted to put that out there, and I just wanted to give the brothers, you know, let brothers know what I'm thinking and how I'm feeling. What's my opinion? Okay. You know, ironically, right now that's Let Them Eat Cake trying to give me a call right now. Once again, I'm going to probably cut this video short.